Hello, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, I'm Maria, and honestly, this YouTube channel is just a space for you to feel encouraged and motivated. I talk a lot about being in the wedding industry, being in my 20s, what it's like to have a small business, what it's like to be a wife, all the things. And today, I'm really excited about topic that we're going to be talking about, and it is the fact that your life is not over in your 20s. I think a lot of people need to hear this. I follow a ton of creators who are in their 20s. That's most of the content I consume, and yeah, I feel like we're all kind of thinking the same, like, I thought I would have had it figured out by now, and a little stress of what comes with maybe not figuring it out all right now. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think that the best part of being in your 20s is just realizing how many opportunities you truly have, and that your story doesn't look the same as somebody that you went to high school with, somebody that lived down the street from you, your mom's coworker's daughter's niece's best friend, and the list goes on. It is so incredible to realize the uniqueness that you have, because you have your own set of gifts and skills and talents to bring to the world to make an impact. Comparison really is the thief of joy. I think that it's easy to look left and right and to see what other people are putting out there on social media and just in general, like what other people are doing. But at the end of the day, you need to just realize how happy you can be if you just stay plugged in up here. If your head is a fun, positive place to be, you're gonna be good, girl. So let's talk a little bit about what the heck I have been doing in trying to figure this out. So my whole life, I had an idea of what I wanted to do when I grew up and finished school. I feel like I'm one of the few people who genuinely loved what I went to college for, what I got my bachelor's degree in. On the flip side of that, I am also someone who I truly feel like my whole life I've felt like I was made for more. And that's not in like a cocky, egotistical type of way. I just truly believe that like there's a lifestyle and a future that was already set in stone for me that includes taking the path less traveled, if you will. And that's okay to be there. I think that I was stuck for a long time because I thought like, okay, that vision that I had in my mind doesn't really coincide with what the world is telling me to do. And the world is going to tell you to go to college, work for the rest of your life, and then retire at 65 or however old people are when they retire. I don't know. That just shows how much I know about that topic. I don't think that it's crazy to feel like you were made for more. There is so much opportunity out there, not even talking about money, just truly talking about a lifestyle that satisfies your soul, that makes you feel like you are living what you were made to live. Your 20s are not the peak of your existence. Like, okay, this is when I'm gonna graduate college. This is when I'm going to find the love of my life and get married. This is when I'm gonna start having kids. This is when I'm gonna buy a house, all the things. But like, who made that timeline? And it's kind of crazy because guess what? The houses will still be there in your 30s. You can still buy a house for the very first time in your 30s. You can still rediscover your career in your 30s. You can find the love of your life and have your babies in your 30s. And that just like, when I realized that the timeline in my mind was not this end all be all, I truly released so much control of having to have everything figured out. And I think that there was a version of me who wanted to push this agenda that I needed to know exactly what I wanted for my life at age 22. And that version of me was super stressed out. That version of me was really unhappy, working so many hours to make money that I just spent, honestly. I didn't reinvest it into the things that were important to me. I'm really starting to view my life as me just living my life instead of me falling behind. I'm not falling behind, and neither are you. Every single thing that you want in life is still going to be there in 5 years from now. Yes, I am such an advocate for taking active steps to where you want to be. You also need to allow yourself to be multifaceted and to truly embrace all of the different interests and skills that you have to the max. Like, okay, there's this saying, like, actually, I don't even know the saying. That's really embarrassing. Pretty much just saying, like, if you, oh my goodness, a jack of all trades is good at none or something. I don't know. I'm gonna Google this real quick. A jack of all trades, master of none, but often better than a master of one. Describes someone who's proficient in many different skills, but not an expert in any particular one, yet they're still often more adaptable and useful than someone who specializes in just one area. I tend to see people say that phrase negatively, but I truly don't feel that way. Like, if you have multiple interests, you owe it to yourself to just pursue them, even if it's just purely out of interest. If you're gonna make no money from it, still pursue it, because you have that little nudge in your heart to spend your time, which is literally the most valuable thing that you have in this life. You are spending your time doing things, so why not just give it your all? And so it kind of brings me to what I want to talk about with this being my yes year. Right before I got married in November, I was just feeling so stuck in my identity and what I felt I was good at and what I felt like I could do long term as my career. If you don't know my backstory on that, I went to college, got a psych degree. I love the world of psych, but I just don't know if that's what I meant to do right now in this very moment. And I'm just learning to have peace with that. Had a lot of nights where I was just like really sad and would have these conversations with my fiance at the time, now husband, just saying like, I want to do it all. Like, I want to have a women's ministry and I want to put myself out there with content creation. I want to dive into the wedding industry in the form of wedding planning, day of coordination. I also want to be a photographer. I also like don't want to completely give up on what I went to school for. And I was just honestly a mess because I didn't know which one I wanted more. And after thinking about it, I just felt myself asking my fiance and myself, like, why is it that we have this idea that we can only pick one? And if I could have brought you guys into some of those conversations, into some of those moments where I just could not figure out what I wanted to do, you would see a completely different side of me, because that girl was not confident. That girl was not happy. That girl was so stressed out. And it truly came down to the fact that I wanted to put myself into a box, but that's not what our lives are for. We're not meant to be put into these boxes and given only one hat of something that we can be. If you have multiple things that you want to do, why not just do it? So the concept of my yes year is that I'm just gonna go all in on every single thing that is on my heart. And I'm going to spend more time enjoying it because I know that I'm pursuing something that I feel called to do, instead of stressing out about how is this gonna work in 10 years? How is this gonna work in 20 years? How am I gonna make a career out of this? All of the things that just bombarded my brain, I'm just gonna put them on the back burner because I am literally in the best time of my life to try new things. And so are you. Whether you are in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, it is never a bad idea to spend more time doing what makes you genuinely so happy. And especially if you feel like this is the calling over your life, this is the vision over your life. I really believe deeply in that. I believe that I had conversations with God through prayer and through quiet time with God ever since the age of like 12 years old about what I was going to do with my life. Something I suggest, if you have multiple interests and you know that you are good at multiple things, is to get yourself a journal and just start writing it down. You would be shocked at how much clarity you receive about yourself when you just write your thoughts out. And it doesn't need to be formal. It doesn't need to be something that other people see. It could simply be a you moment where you are just writing things out to yourself. Something that I did before moving to Seattle was writing down some short-term and long-term goals. Yes, I did just say like put the whole like what's gonna happen in 10, 20 years on the back burner, but I do think that it is important to have some clear vision of what you want your life to look like. You kind of have these moments of like, am I disappointing everybody? Like, am I going into this and I'm completely going to fail and fall on my face and embarrass myself? And I would be lying if I didn't say I feel like that all the time. Like, I think the truth of being in your 20s, figuring things out, especially when you start running these businesses and it becomes real, I think the truth is that those feelings are so natural and it is so normal to be second guessing yourself and being in your head about it. You are not alone if you have felt this way before. You are not alone if you have fear of disappointing others and fear of failure. That is so common. Being in your 20s is just being on this long journey and learning to embrace that, okay? It's not a race, it's not a sprint. We're all going to get there eventually, and being happy and filled with joy during that process is going to elevate your businesses and elevate your overall spirit of like who you are as a person so much, because yes, you could still get to where you want to be and accomplish your goals if you're upset and like dragging your feet, but it's going to take so much longer. But if you are just happy throughout the process, truly embracing every single moment and seeing every moment as a stepping stone to the next level, you are going to have so much fun on this journey. And that truly is what life is all about. You should want to embrace every moment because tomorrow is never promised. Joy is not a reward. Joy is something that you freely have access to, and it's not something that you have to earn. Like, it's not like, oh, when I make $100,000 for my small business, then I can be happy. That is insane, and it's going to set you back if you're thinking in your mind that all of these things that are freely given to you, like joy, happiness, community, if you think that these things are things that you need to earn, you are going to not enjoy your life. So important to reach for milestones and have goals for yourself, but don't wait to celebrate yourself until those goals are hit. Like, you should celebrate yourself every single morning. You should wake up and be like, oh, it's another day. I'm pursuing the things I'm interested in. I possibly am starting businesses from them. I'm believing in myself enough to be here. I'm gonna celebrate myself. I deserve to be celebrated. Most of the time, it is the small moments that are the most beautiful moments. It's the small moments when you decide to take a chance on yourself. It's the small moments when you decide that you freaking deserve this. It's the small moments when you finally feel peace in your decisions to move forward with your life the way that you want to move forward with your life, and not in a way that other people want you to move forward with your life, or maybe how the world expects you to move forward with your life. You do things because you simply just love them. You do things because you simply just feel filled up by them. Those are the moments to appreciate. Those are the moments that make you who you are. Those are the moments that define you. When you truly feel like you have full say over your life and you have full satisfaction in the choices that you're making, your life is going to change. Your life is going to be a true reflection of what you honor and what you value. When you value peace, when you value patience, when you value joy, your life is going to reflect that 100%. You're not going to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off. You're not going to be losing your mind and crashing out at every single turn when things don't go your way. You are going to have supernatural peace that does not make sense because maybe your situation might still not be the greatest, but you are going to have so much peace in knowing that you are making these decisions for you. As crazy as this could sound, I hope that if you take away anything from this video, take away 2 things. Number 1 is that you are currently in the process of becoming. You are building right now. You are literally an adult baby. I heard this saying said like in the form of someone talking about a relationship, like, oh, if you've been with your partner for 2 years, it might feel like a long time, but really you're just like a 2-year-old baby in that relationship. And think about that for the second that you turn, we could say 18, but I think I don't know. Think about that for the second you turn 20 years old. I just turned 24. So I'm been in my 20s for 4 years now. I'm a 4-year-old toddler. I am literally a child who is still learning, still becoming something. And when you realize that you are just at the beginning of this journey, you're gonna give yourself so much more grace. Honestly, take it to your 30s, take it to your 40s. When you're 35, you've only been an adult for 15 years. 15 years. When I was 15, I just started driving. I was a sophomore in high school who literally did not know what I wanted to do with my life. I was just a completely different human, completely different friend. I was a completely different person than who I am today. And that was only 9 years ago now, okay? And even now, I'm still like, what am I doing? So not to get confusing with math and all, but 35 plus 9 is 44. If you're in your 40s, you're still not behind. You are still getting the hang of this. I love the saying that, like, this is her first time living too, this is his first time living too. We're all just figuring it out. And this life is kind of mean sometimes. Sometimes life can be really hard. Please just remember, you're in the process of becoming. You're building your dream life right now. You're building your community, who you want to be around in your circle forever. That is just something like, this is the foundation. Don't let your life be built on a rocky foundation that can crumble so easily. You want your foundation of your life to be built on confidence, stability, peace. I don't know how many times I'm gonna say peace in this video, but that's all I want nowadays is just peace over my mind, peace over my heart, peace over my life, peace over my home, peace over my marriage. And when you just get honest about what your pillars are, of what holds up who you are, girl, you got it. And the second thing I really want you to take away is to just trust the timing of how things unfold. It's so easy to think to yourself, in a year, I want to be here. In 5 months, I want to be here. And I am so pro goal setting, but not when it limits yourself. Like, set the biggest goals possible for yourself. I'm not a smart goal setter, like smart where it's like specific, measurable, attainable. I don't even know what R is. Oh, realistic and timely. Yeah, I think those goals are good. Keep those in your back pocket, keep it in your notes app. But when it comes to the kind of life you want, like if you want a big life, you gotta dream big. You're not gonna get the big life playing small. You're not gonna get all of the dreams and all the goals if you're constantly limiting yourself and staying stuck in these limiting beliefs that you don't deserve what's possible. Trust how things play out. If you are single wanting a man, trust that that man is gonna come in time. If you are jobless wanting a job, trust that that perfect job is coming. If you are wanting to start a small business, just start it. I'll probably be your first customer. If it's something that I like, send me a link. I will buy from you. If you want to mend a relationship with somebody in your life that you don't speak to anymore, pray about it. Reach out to them. Just don't ever believe that the things that you desire are not attainable for you. They will happen, but it might just not be in the timeline that you want. Okay, this was a short video. I just wanted to pop on and talk about this. We're probably going to deep dive in this a lot more because my passion truly is about women in their 20s, women in business, people trying to just find their footing in their 20s, and I love this topic. Please subscribe, stick around if you want more honest chats about being in your 20s. And yeah, it was so nice to hang out with you guys again. I can't wait for the next video. Bye.